Well, this dawn vlog is going to have to be a little bit different today. It's starting to rain. I'm not sure if any of you paid attention, but on Instagram yesterday we got poured on. Coming out of a creek on the river. And it looks like it's gonna pour on us here today too. Time is getting really short. One day left. I'm already missing it. There's really not any way to encapsulate this experience. There's no way to make the totality of it clear. That much I've realized. Vlogging and all of that just kind of gives you a feeling of what it's like. But I hope in some way that some part of this experience has come across. My methodology may be a little bit unorthodox and perhaps even useless, but in my own way I'm trying to express some of this experience to you. It's been amazing. Good luck, YouTube. Here we have dawn in the jungle. And I say jungle, and I use that lightly, because we are pretty much in Puerto Maldonado here, or in the environs of Puerto Maldonado. But I'm up early, and the sun's up early too. There's a nice selection of bats flying around. I guess they're getting insects that are... But this has been an incredible first day. We had an unbelievably excellent meal last night. And this is the beginning of our adventure as far as the fish collecting goes. We're going to do some driving this morning and end up this evening in a place where we can collect mountain tetras. Michael said that it'd probably be about 10,000 foot altitude, so it's not quite the 15,000 range, but it's beginning of the higher Andes where we'll collect these mountain fish at. Alright, YouTube, just giving you a little glimpse of dawn in the jungle. There's one other thing that I wanted to document here, and it's dawn, so the light's not very bright. Sorry about not giving you the brightest light. But as you can see, there are some creatures at work here, and I'm following their path that they have in the ground. They've walked it so much they've worn a path into the ground. They are leafcutter ants, and I was up about 4 this morning out here, and they were still working. And last night before we went to bed, they were still working. They've got themselves a light's probably not going to be very good, but there's a piece of concrete right here, and right on the end of it they've dug themselves a doorway, and they are all carrying leaf cuttings. So there's another little piece of dawn in the jungle. Leaf cutter ants continuing to work. Hey guys, it's the start of day 4, and I'm in my hotel room, but right outside my door, across the way, someone has fish tanks. And once again, it's dawn. I've been up at dawn twice now. Yesterday we started collecting and my back went out pretty badly. But I'm going to push on forward. But it's interesting to me that right outside my door, we've got fish and chickens. I'm sure the video will not be good on this because it's so dark. But fish keepers are everywhere. So far on this journey, I've not spoken much about our accommodations because they've been really primitive and really substandard. But that part goes with the hand in hand with the economic level of the country. But last night we stayed in a location that has put everything else to shame, including the B&B we stayed at in Lima. The proprietor is Mario. Felix, the name
Name from this? This is new one. Don't have name.
No have a name.
I will ask to the owner. ¿Cómo se llama el nombre del local?
The name of the establishment.
Vista Alegre. Vista Alegre. Vista Alegre.
Allegra.
Happy View.
Allegra is view?
No, Alegre
No,
is happy.
Alegre is happy.
Ah, okay,
View
for
is
the
vista.
music is happy. Because Allegra is in music.
Yes.
It's a tiempo.
Yes, es un tiempo, alegre.
I will say that it is a very, very, very happy view. We are in basically the middle of the jungle, and there are no bands playing till 4 in the morning. There's no discos, and it is simply gorgeous. I definitely recommend Happy View if you come here to stay in a B&B. Hey YouTube, this is day 5 of this trip, and I'm up pre-dawn again. It's 4-ish in the morning. I've been up pre-dawn almost every day of this trip. I guess it's because we go to bed early, and the bats are out. They're flying circles here around this part of the camp, And there's actually monkey sounds. The camp is not way out in the boondocks. The camp is actually in town, not far from the airport. And yet it is still primitive enough and you know, Peru is just a relatively unspoiled place. I mean, we've seen plenty of trash. We've seen the destruction of gold mining, where whole rivers are just trashed and nothing's surviving in them anymore. So there is pollution, but it is not on the scale of industrial nations. It's not so pervasive that you cannot find unspoiled nature. I mean, we're literally talking about how much longer is this kind of pristine wilderness going to last in the world? It's going fast, and anybody that wants to really see it probably needs to get out there very soon to really catch it, to really experience nature in its raw form with very little effect by man, with very little deleterious effect by man. But I go to bed early, basically go to bed with the chickens and get up with the roosters. I'm sure it's good for me. It's not my normal time frame, but this is one of those kinds of experiences that really kind of changes your perspective on everything, really adjusts what you think about the world. It's something I would highly recommend to anyone. It's like having children after you've had children and taken care of children. Nothing else is really the same. You know, you just don't see the world with the same me paradigm anymore. Suddenly you understand that the world is about them, it's not about you. And communing with nature in this way, in a go wild Peru sort of way, puts a different spin on what it is that you actually think about the world. And I would highly advise anyone to go through some similar experience to this. And I can't really get anything to show much. There's the front gate to the world. You've seen these scenes before. As I pan off into the darkness down the Cutter Ant Trail, I've just been trying to show the dawn coming up again. Anyway, I'm just trying to maybe wax poetic about what this experience has meant to me, how it's changed, how I perceive what's around me, and the people that I've come to know a lot better and appreciate more and more for who they are. I don't know, camaraderie is a big part of quote fishing, and this has been a really great experience of that. Hey YouTube, back for another one of my dawn soliloquies, and I'm back in the same spot, sitting on this table at the corner of the building and marveling at just how much wildlife there is here in this little developed corner of Peru. It's just, I mean, I suppose in American cities where there's trees and a little bit of underbrush, there's some wildlife that exists, deer, you know, raccoons, like possums, that kind of stuff. But here there seems to be such a profundity of different species of creatures that exist even in a little corner like this. You know, this is not straight jungle, it's jungle that's been colonized by people, but it's really remarkable, all the stuff that you can see here. I'm going to miss this so much. I can't even articulate how much I'm going to miss it, but at least I've had the chance to experience it. Once again, I wholeheartedly recommend that any of you that are considering this trip do it without reservation. It's a lot of falderall to get here. It's a lot of investment. Well worth it. Beyond well worth it. Just seeing the natural habitat of the fish in each location, it's just blown my mind as opposed to what I think of as natural habitat when I'm setting up a tank. The two are so widely divergent. I'm learning. As long as we can keep learning in our hobby, we stand a chance. Good luck, YouTube.